A United States newspaper website guide by state. United States media, newspapers, TV, radio, sports, social media, etc. 247sports.com, 9gag.com, 9gag.tv, abcnews.go.com, accuweather.com, arstechnica.com, aviationweather.gov, bgr.com, bizjournals.com, bleacherreport.com, blitzerhung.org, bloomberg.com, boardpanda.com, business2community.com, businessinsider.com, businessweek.com, buzzfeed.com, cbssports.com, cron.com, cnbc.com, cnet.com, cnn.com, conservativetribune.com, crack.com, deadspin.com, dipley.com, drudgereport.com, economist.com, emgn.com, engadget.com, entrepreneur.com, eonline.com, espn.go.com, ew.com, faithtap.com, fastcompany.com, forbes.com, forecast.io, foreignpolicy.com, fortune.com, foxnews.com, foxsports.com, freebeacon.com, gawker.com, gizmodo.com, goal.com, gsmarena.com, hbr.org, holiday-weather.com, hotair.com, howtogeek.com, huffingtonpost.com, ibtimes.com, inc.com, infowars.com, intellicast.com, io9.com, jezebel.com, justweather.com, latimes.com, lifehacker.com, lightningmaps.org, local.msn.com, marketwatch.com, mlb.com, money.cnn.com, nationalreview.com, nba.com, nbcnews.com, nbcsports.com, newrepublic.com, newsbusters.org, nfl.com, nhl.com, noaa.gov, npr.org, nydailynews.com, nypost.com, newyorktimes.com, omg.yahoo.com, pcmag.com, pcworld.com, people.com, phonearena.com, politico.com, politicususa.com, premierleague.com, ilclearpolitics.com, reason.com, reddit.com, reuters.com, rivals.com, rollingstone.com, rotoworld.com, sbnation.com, scout.com, seekingalpha.com, sfgate.com, si.com, slashdot.org, slate.com, sports.yahoo.com, talkingpointsmemo.com, techcrunch.com, techradar.com, thehill.com, theladbible.com, thenextweb.com, thestreet.com, theverge.com, thinkprogress.org, tickld.com, time.com, tmz.com, toprightnews.com, townhall.com, tpnn.com, usatoday.com, usmagazine.com, venturebeat.com, vice.com, wallstcheatsheet.com, washingtonpost.com, weather.com, weather.gov, weather.yahoo.com, weatherbug.com, westernjournalism.com, wired.com, worldweatheronline.com, WSJ.com, Wonderground.com, WWE.com, Youngcons.com, ZDNet.com. Newspaper list websites. The Standard Periodical Directory, Ulrich's Periodical Directory, and the Editor and Publishers International Yearbook at the library list the full addresses for most newspapers in North America. Ulrich's directory lists most newspapers in the world, including collegiate and ethnic ones, as well as most magazines. Another place for the addresses of newspapers worldwide is a 2-volume bookset called the Europa World Yearbook. There's the Canadian Periodical Index for Canada. Some other directories are Editor and Publishers International Yearbook, Newspaper Press Directory, Willings Press Guide. For links and newspaper conglomerates, try the following: allyoucanread.com, everyonewho'sanyone.com, free. usnpl.com, goes state by state. fornewspapers.com, aan.org, alternative newspapers. abazinewslinks.com, mediacentral.com, mediafinder.com, mediainfo.com, newspapers.com, magazine.org, naa.org, Newspaper Association of America, newspaperlinks.com, Alabama Newspapers Info, al.com, al.com/Birmingham, al.com/Huntsville, al.com/Mobile, timesdaily.com, birmingham.citynews.com, birminghampostherald.com, postherald.com, Birmingham, decaturdaily.com, footpain, times-journal.com, gadsdentimes.com, hartsellinquirer.com, Huntsville, speakinoutnews.com, Jasper, mountaineagle.com, mobile, al.com, montgomerycareerpath.com, troymessenger.com, tuscaloosatimes.com, accessmontgomery.com, oxfordeye.com, Alaska Newspapers Info, adn.com, newschoice.com/newspapers/fairbanks/minor, junoempire.com, alaska.net/tilde-anu-sbr, Anchorage, adn.com, anchoragepress.com, petroleumnewsalaska.com, Fairbanks, newsminer.com, frontiersman.com, Haines, eaglejournal.com, junoempire.com, Kodiak, ptialaska.net/kdmnews, newminer.com, gnomenugget.com, Wasilla, frontiersman.com, Arizona Newspapers Info, arizonarepublic.com, azdailysun.com, azsdarnet.com, Bisbee, theriver.com, Bisbee, bisbeeobserver.com, Flagstaff, thejasique.nau.edu, FDN, Hills, fhtimes.com, Gilbert, seniormedia.com, havasunews.com, kingmandailyminer.com, Phoenix, newtimes.com, Phoenix, paysonroundup.com, Phoenix, awatuki.com, Phoenix, azcentral.com, Phoenix, ananus.com, prescottaz.com/cvr, prescottaz.com/bdc, prescottaz.com/pvt, sedona.com/redrocknews, sedonaverdevalley.com, Sierra Vista, svherald.com, Tombstone, theriver.com/tombstone news, Tucson, azsdarnet.com, TucsonCitizen.com, Tucson.citynews.com, Tucson, desert.net/rw, desert.net/tw, Williams, GrandCanyonTourGuide.com/wgcn.htm, Winslow, aznewslink.com, umazon.com, Arkansas newspapers info. ardamgaz.com. Batesville, guardonline.com. Bentonville, nwnews.com. Clarksville, cswnet.com/graphic. Conway, thecabin.net. earnewsleader.com. eldoradonews.com. Eureka Springs, eureka-net.com/chronicle. Fayetteville, nworktimes.com. Little Rock, ubnews.com. Little Rock, ardamgaz.com. Little Rock, arctimes.com. Little Rock, aristotle.net/freep. Mariana, cinews.com. nwamorningnews.com. nworktimes.com. Pine Bluff, pbcommercial.com. Russellville, couriernews.com. Springdale, mornews.com. swtimes.com. thedailycitizen.com. ardamgaz.com. arkansasonline.com. Southwest Times Record. swtimes.com. California newspapers info. cnpa.com, California Newspaper Publishers Association. lattimes.com/home/commune/papers, links. dailybulletin.com. mtdemocrat.com. pressdemo.com. Acton, vanguardnews.com. Alturas, modocrecord.com. Anaheim, whatan.com. Antioch, hotcoco.com. Avalon.com, catalina.com/islander. Avanal, thegrid.net/Avanal chimes. Bakersfield.com. Barstow, desertdispatch.com. Berkeley, berkeley.edu/dailycal. Bolinas, coastalpost.com. Brea, thepennysaver.com. carmelpinecone.com. Carpinteria, coastalview.com. chicoexaminer.com. chicoer.com. coalinga.net. Colton, local.net/City News. Corte Madera, theslant.org. Costa Mesa, ocweekly.com. Culver City, cao.com. cupertinocourier.com. Cupertino, nikkeiwest.com. davisenterprise.com. desert-resorts.com. Dixon, independentvoice.com. Elk Grove, agcitizen.com. Eureka, times-standard.com. Fairfield, dailyrepublic.com. Feather River Canyon, quicknet.com/frcn. Felton, pressbanner.com. Folsom, thefolsomtelegraph.com. Footbragg, advocate-news.com. fresnob.com. Glendale, asbres.com. Glendora, ocbtp.com/powwow. Grass Valley, theunion.com. Greenville, plumosnews.com. Half Moon Bay, hmbreeview.com. hemetnews.com. Hesperia, centurion.hypermart.net. Hollister, freelancenews.com. Hollywood, american-reporter.com. hotcoco.com, Contra Costa. Huntington Beach, hb.quick.com. Idlewild, idle.com. Irvine, freedom.com. kern.com, Bakersfield. Law Canada, lawcanadaonline.com. Laguna Beach, sin2000.com/global. Lake Arrowhead, crestlinecourier.com. Lake Arrowhead, mountain-news.com. Kern Valley, kvsun.com. Lake Tahoe, tahoe.com/sun. Lake Tahoe, tahoe.com/world. lodinews.com. lompocrecord.com. Long Beach, gazettes.com. Long Beach, ptconnect.com. Los Altos, losaltosonline.com/latsi. Los Angeles newspapers info. LAtimes.com. L'Independent.com. LawWeekly.com. LA.citynews.com. LosAngelesHometown.com. DailyNews.com. DailyNewsLosAngeles.com. NewTimesla.com. MetNews.com. TM.com. HollywoodReporter.com. Variety.com. Los Gatos, LGWT.com. MalibuTimes.com. Mammoth Lake, MammothTimes.com. MarinadeLRA.Yarganaut.com. Mariposa, Yosemite.net/Tribune. Marysville, Appeal-Democrat.com. MenoChinoBeacon.com. Menlo Park, SeaAlmanac.com. Mercedson-Star.com. Modesto, ModB.com. MontereyHerald.com. NapaNews.com. Marin, MariniJ.com. NovatoAdvance.com. Oakhurst, SierraStar.com. Occidental, Monitor.net/Monitor. OhiValleyNews.com. Orange County, OCRegister.com. Pacific Palisades, PalisadePost.com. Pacifica, ci.pacifica.ca.us/Tribune. Palm Springs, DesertSunOnline.com. PalmSpringsLife.com. Palo Verde DailyTimes.com. Palmdale, AVPress.com. Palo Alto, PaWeekly.com. PaloCedro.com. PasadenaWeekly.com. Pasadena, HeraldTribune.com. Point Reyes, PTRIceLight.com. PortervillaEquarter.com. PomeradoNews.com. PressDemo.com, Santa Rosa. RamonaSentinel.com. Rancho Santa Fe, SDRanchCoastNews.com. RedBluffDailyNews.com. Redding.com. RedlandsDailyFacts.com. RidgeCrestCA.com. Riverside, InlandEMPIREonline.com. Riverside, PE.net. Walnut Creek, ContraCostatimes.com. Sacramento Newspapers Info. SacB.com. Sacramento, mcity.com/Sacramento. Sacramento.citynews.com. Sacramento, newsreview.com. San Bernardino, sbcsun.com. San Diego Newspapers Info. San Diego-online.com. sddt.com. sdredder.com. uniontrib.com. San Francisco Newspapers Info. sfgate.com/chronicle. bainT.com. examiner.com. sfbiguardian.com. mcity.com/San Francisco. sfweekly.com. sfbeacon.com. jewish.com/jb. san-diego.citynews.com. gothare.com/Ontahe Avenue. San Jose Newspapers Info. mcity.com/San Jose. san-jose.citynews.com. sjmercury.com. mercurycenter.com. San Luis Obispo, newtimes-slow.com. sanluisobispo.com. San Marcos, sunpapers.com. santa-barbara.citynews.com. Santa Barbara, independent.com. Santa Barbara, sbcoast.com. Santa Clarita, the-signal.com. Santa Cruz, gdtimes.com. santa-cruz.com. saratoganews.com. Seaside, coastweekly.com. sonomawest.com. sonomanews.com. Sonora, uniondemocrat.com. estihilnasta.com. Stockton, recordnet.com. sunnyvalezun.com. Susanville, lassennews.com. tehachapinews.com. thedailycalifornian.com. Torrance, dailybreeze.com, trawcypress.com, 29 Palms, deserttrail.com, ukiahDailyJournal.com, Vacaville, thereporter.com, Vallejo, timesheraldonline.com, valleycenter.com, Ventura, staronline.com, Victorville, vvdailypress.com, Willow Glen, wgresident.com, Colorado Newspapers Info, aspendailynews.com, aurorasentinel.com, boulderweekly.com, bouldernews.com, Boulder, bcbr.com, bcn.boulder.co.us/media/colodaily, bcn.boulder.co.us/campuspress/presshome.html, coloradohomesmag.com, Colorado Springs, Gazette.com, craigdailypress.com, crestedbuttechronicle.com, dailycamera.com, dci-press.com, Denver Newspapers Info, denverpost.com, mcity.com/denver, denver-rmn.com, insidedenver.com, westward.com, Douglas County, dcnewspress.com, Douglas County, douglas.lib.co.us, durangoherald.com, Durango, businessjournals.com, Eads, plainsnews.com, Estes PK, eptrail.com, Footcollins, verynet.com/inside, gazette.com, glenwoodpost.com, Grand JCT, thebucinastims.com, Grand JCT, gjsentinel.com, greeleytrib.com, Huxton, hfherald.com, longmontfyi.com, lovelandfyi.com, montrosepress.com, Paonia, infosphere.com/hcn, Pueblo, chieftain.com, Salida, peaksnewsnet.com, Steamboat Springs, sdmbt-pilot.com, summitdaily.com, Telluride, adani.com/telluride, telluridegateway.com, thedailycamera.com, valedaily.com, vale.net, Connecticut Newspapers Info, conpost.com, ctcentral.com, thebee.com, sbecialinterest.com, bargainnews.com, Branford, showrepublishing.com, Bridgeport, conpost.com, Brookfield, classifiedzereus.com, Denbury, newstims.com, Darien, bcnnews.com/darien/news, Essex, soundingspub.com, fairfieldweekly.com, Fairfield, bcnnews.com/fairfield/news, greenwichtime.com, Hartford, hbjournal.com, hartfordadvocate.com, hartford.citynews.com, courant.com, hartfordnews.com, Lewisboro, acorn-online.com, Manchester, journalinquirer.com, Meriden, record-journal.com, Middlefield, hometown.wasup.com, Mystic, visit mystic.com, newhavenadvocate.com, New Haven, yaleherald.com, newlandiondie.com, Newtown, thebee.com, Rockville, remindernet.com, stamfordadvocate.com, Stores, dailycampus.com, Waterbury, rep-m.com, Westport, bcnnews.com/westport/news, Willimantic, thechronicle.com, Delaware Newspapers Info, capegazette.com, delawareonline.com, doverpost.com, ncbl.com/post, Newark, newszap.com, Bethany Beach, shore-source.com/wave, Newark, ncbl.com. shore-source.com/DCP, Delaware Coast Press. Middletown Transcript. doverpost.com. District of Columbia Newspapers Info. mcity.com/Washington. informationtimes.com. thecommondenominator.com. washingtoncitypaper.com. washingtonpost.com. washpostco.com. washtimes.com. washtimes-weekly.com. washblade.com, gay. rollcall.com. dcmilitary.com/navy/trident. eagle.american.edu. Florida Newspapers Info. fladoday.com. flpress.com. florida-news.com, many links. goflorida.com. tcpom.com, links. mcity.com/South Florida. appalachicolaTimes.com. bacanews.com. bradentonherald.com. Bradenton, bp.com. Brooksville, hernandotoday.com. capiceral.com. Castleberry, xamok.org. cedarkeybeacon.com. charlotte-florida.com. Coral Gables, cubanet.org. Crystal River, chronicle-online.com. Dade, Adani.com. Pasco. Daytona, news-journalonline.com. delandbeacon.com. destin.com. Florida Keys, keyniter.com. Fort Lauderdale, lherald.com. Fort Lauderdale, newtimesbpb.com. Fort Lauderdale, sun-sentinel.com. Fort Lauderdale, waterfront-news.com. Fort Myers, news-press.com. Fort Myers, paradise-swfla.com. Fort Pierce, tcpom.com/ftpierce. Fort Walton Beach, nwfdailynews.com. Gainesville, alligator.org, college. Gainesville, sunun.com. Jacksonville.com. Jacksonville, mcity.com/Jacksonville. Herald.com, Miami. Jacksonville.com. Jacksonville, folioweekly.com. jou.ufl.edu. Jupiter, tcpom.com/Jupiter. key-biscayne.com. kwestcitizen.com. Lady Lake, thevillagadailisun.com. Lakeland, theliger.com. Lee, cyberstreet.com/examiner. Leesburg, dailycommercial.com. Marco Island, marcoeagle.com. Melbourne, fladoday.com. Miami, miami.citynews.com. herald.com. communitynewspapers.com. miaminewtimes.com. aventuranews.com. millerpub.com. thetrumpeter.com. Murdoch, countrygrapevine.com. naplesnews.com. newscoast.com. newsherald.com. newspress.com. nwfdailynews.com, Northwest. Ocala, theozone.com. orlando.citynews.com. orlandosentinel.com. orlandoweekly.com. Osceola, oscnewsgazette.com. palmbeachtimes.com. Palm Beach, pbpost.com. Palm Beach, gopby.com/pbdailynews. Palm Beach, homespot.com. palmswestpress.com. Panama City, newsherald.com. Pensacola, gulfcoastgateway.com. pensacolanewsjournal.com. pokeonline.com. pompanoledger.com. Port St. Joe, starfl.com. Sarasota, newscoast.com. St. Augustine, staugustine.com. stluciecounty.com. St. Petersburg, sbtimes.com, sun-sentinel.com, time.st-pete.fl.us, Tallahassee, fsview.com, Tallahassee, tdo.com, tdo.com, Tallahassee, tampa.citynews.com, tampatrib.com, Tampa, weeklyplanet.com, venice-florida.com/news and features, Wellington, thecrier.com, flsentinel.com, bacanews.com, Georgia Newspapers Info, gapress.org, l-e-o.com, Alpharetta, appnews.com, athensnewspapers.com, Athens, flagpole.com, Athens, onlineathens.com, ajc.com, Atlanta, atlanta.citynews.com, accessatlanta.com, creativeloafing.com, augustachronicle.com, Augusta, metspirit.com, barnesville.com, courier-herald.com, dodgecountynews.com, Dublin, courier-herald.com, Fayetteville, thecitizennews.com, hcherald.com, noonan.com, lagrangenews.com, makeandtell.com, Monroe, waltandtell.com, savannahnow.com, statesboroherald.com, Swainsboro, forest-blade.com, Augusta Chronicle, augustachronicle.com, America's Times Recorder, gaflnews.com, Macon Telegraph, makeandtell.com, Georgia Trend, georgiatrend.com, Hawaii Newspapers Info, aloha.net, hilohawaiitribune.com, honoluluadvertiser.com, honolulusstarbulletin.com, honoluluweekly.com, kauaiworld.com, mauifreepress.com, mauinews.com, midweek.com, Kaneohe, Oahu, pennysaver.com, planet-hawaii.com, starbulletin.com, thehonoluluadvertiser.com, westhawaiitoday.com, westmaui.com, Idaho Newspapers Info, mtexpress.com, idahostatesman.com, idahonews.com, idahopress.com, journalnet.com, mountainhomenews.com, southidahopress.com, boiseweekly.com, cdapress.com, Coeur-d'Alene, Deary, home.turbonet.com/Todd, Gooding, ridenbow.com/MV, Ketchum, mtexpress.com, Lewiston, lmtribune.com, Moscow, dnews.com, Pocatello, journalnet.com, South Idaho, safelink.net/SIP, Twin Falls, magicvalley.com, Illinois Newspapers Info, Illinois Press Association, il-press.com, wjinc.com, advocatepress.com, Clay County, Alton, todaysadvantage.com, Alton, thetelegraph.com, Arlington HTS, dailyherald.com, Berwyn, lifenewspapers.com, Bloomington, pantagraph.com, Carroll Stream, qualitymag.com, Champaign, news-gazette.com, Champaign, cuoc2plus.com, Chicago Newspapers Info, suntimes.com, courier.com, chicago-news.com, chicago-tribune.com, incidionline.com, chronicle.uchicago.edu, dailyherald.com, dailyzouthtown.com, Decatur, herald-review.com, duquoin.com.townnews.com, Edwardsville, edwpub.com, Intelligencer, Elbin, herald.elbin.com, Galesburg, misslink.net/Zephyr. Glenview, pioneerlocal.com. Harrisburg, dailyregister.com. herald-review.com. Jacksonville, jaxjc.com. Kankakee, daily-journal.com. Kiwani, starcourier.com. Lombard, lombardian.com. morning-sentinel.com. Mt. Vernon, register-news.com. Naperville, copley-newspapers.com. news-gazette.com. nwherald.com. Orion, terrynews.com/gazette. Ottawa, ottawadailytimes.com. Pekin, pekin.net/times. Peoria, pjstar.com. qconline.com. Quincy, wig.com. Rockford, rrstar.com. southernillinoisan.com. Springfield, sj-r.com. thetelegraph.com. Tinley PK, starnewspapers.com. Tinley PK, dailyzouthtown.com. Indiana Newspapers Info. indol.com. independ.com. indyword.com. Bedford, tmnews.com. braziltimes.com. Cloverdale, countryconnect.com/h-topics. cornersville.com. courierpress.com. Elkhart, elktruth.com. evansville.net/newsweb. Evansville, news-4u.com. Ferdinand, dscp.com. fortwayne.com/jg. fortwayne.com/ns. foot-wayne.com/news. Gary, post-trib.com. goshennews.com. hoosiertimes.com. Huntington, h-ponline.com. Indianapolis. indianapolis.citynews.com. indianapolisrecorder.com. jg.net. sdarnews.com. timesonline.com. nouveau-online.com. business, ibj.com. Kokomo, ktonline.com. Lafayette, jconline.com. Martinsville, reporter-times.com. Michigan City, in.com/news-dispatch. New Albany, tribnews.com. news-sentinel.com. and Manchester, communinet.org/news_journal. Peru, miamicountylife.com/Peru Tribune. post-trib.com. Princeton, pdclarion.com. Rochester, rockcent.com. southbendtribune.com. South Bend, sbtinfo.com. sdarnews.com. Terre Haute, tribstar.com. theestarpress.com. tribstar.com. Thompson, flyergroup.com. wabashplanedealer.com. Warsaw, timeswrsw.com. Washington, washtimesherald.com. W. Lafayette, purdueexponent.org. Wichita, mcity.com/Wichita. South Bend Tribune. sbtinfo.com. Herald Times. heraldT.com. Evansville Courier and Press. courierpress.com. Iowa Newspapers Info. inanews.com. Iowa State Daily, daily.iastate.edu. Iowa River Cities, rcreader.com. nevadaiowa.com. amostrib.com. Bedford, dedpress.com. Bloomfield, bdemo.com. Burlington, thehawkeye.com. Cedar Falls, wcfcourier.com. Cedar Rapids, gazetteonline.com. Creston, cna-online.com. Des Moines, dmregister.com. Dubuque, thonline.com. Dubuque, wcinet.com. Footdodge, ob.com/messenger. Foot Madison, dailydem.com. gazetteonline.com. Humboldt, trvnet.net/independence. Iowa City, flawnit.com/icon. Kelowna, kctc.net/news. Keokuk, dailygate.com. Marshalltown, ob.com/times-republican. Mason City, globegazette.com. Oskaloosa Herald.com. PressCitizen.com, Iowa City. SiouxCityJournal.com. thonline.com. trib.com/scjournal. Cedar Rapids Gazette. GazetteCommunications.com. Iowa City Press Citizen. Press-citizen.com. Kansas Newspapers Info. KansasCityKansan.com. KansasNews.com. KSPress.com. KSNews.com. DailyNews.net. TheKansan.com. ArkValleyNews.com. ClayCenter.com. Coffeeville, CJournal.com. Dodge City, DodgeGlobe.com. Eldorado, Southwind.net/EldTimes. EmporiaGazette.com. Junction City, JC.net. Hutchinson, HutchNews.com. KC.CityNews.com. Lawrence, LJWorld.com. Manhattan, TheMercury.com. Marion, Southwind.net/marker-EC. Olathe, JocoNews.com. Pittsburgh, Morningsun.net. SalJournal.com, Salina. Topeka, CJOnline.com. Wellington, WGTNDailyNews.com. WichitaChronicle.com. WichitaEagle.com. WinfieldCourier.com. Kentucky Newspapers Info. KentuckyConnect.com. KYPost.com. KYStandard.com. Benton, TribuneCourier.com. BGDailyNews.com. Campbellsville, CKNJ.com. Courier-Journal.com. Danville, AmNews.com. GlasgowDailyTimes.com. Hardin, News Center Pre-Online.com. Henderson, TheGleaner.com. Louisville.com/voice.html. Louisville.citynews.com. Louisville, Courier-Journal.com. Messenger-Inquirer.com. Oldamer.com. Owensboro, Messenger-Inquirer.com. Paducah, Suns9.com/Padzun. PaintsvilleHerald.com. Shelbyville, ShelbyConnect.com. Suns9.com, Paducah. WinchesterSun.com. Louisiana Newspapers Info. AcadianaNow.com. Alexandria, TheTownTalk.com. AmericanPress.com, Lake Charles. Baton Rouge, TheAdvocate.com. Baton Rouge, AmericanPress.com. Baton Rouge, BusinessReport.com. Bogalusa, DNewsNet.com. CajunWAntidads.com. Covington, Tamnet.com. Minden, Press-Herald.com. MonroeFreePress.com. New Iberia, IberianET.com. New Orleans Newspapers Info. CityBusiness.NewOrleans.com. New-Orleans.citynews.com. NewOrleans.net. NOLAlive.com. NOLA.com. TheTownTalk.com. NWLouisiana.com. BestofNewOrleans.com. UNO.edu. Opelousas, DailyWorld.com. Ponchatoula.com. Ruston-Leader.com. TheAdvocate.com. Thibodaux, DieConnect.com. Maine Newspapers Info. Maine.com. Maine.com/CBW. BangorNews.com. Classifieds.maine.com. Biddeford.com/Courier. boothbayregister.maine.com, ellsworthamerican.com, graynews.maine.com, Kennebec, kjonline.com, Kennebec, onlinesentinel.com, Kennebunk, coaststar.com, Kennebunk, cybertours.com/Ketsy, Lewiston, sunjournal.com, Lincoln County, lcnews.maine.com, Norway, advertiserdemocrat.maine.com, portland.net, portland.com, sunjournal.com, Lewiston, Windham, suburbannews.com, wiscassetnewspaper.maine.com, York, journaltribune.com, York, yorkweekly.maine.com, bangordailynews.net, Times Record, timesrecord.com, Lewiston Sun Journal, sunjournal.com, Maryland Newspapers Info, chespub.com, 50-plus newspapers, jrnl.com, mdpennysaver.com, shore-source.com/mtp, Annapolis, capitalonline.com, hometowninnapolis.com, baltimore.citynews.com, Baltimore, citypaper.com, Baltimore, sunspot.net, carrollcounty.com, Columbia, lifegosun.com, Cumberland, times-news.com, Easton, stardem.com, fredericknewspost.com, Gaithersburg, gazette.net, Hagerstown, herald-mail.com, hometowninnapolis.com, mddailyrecord.com, Ocean City, atbeach.com/news, Seabrook, thesentinel.com, sunspot.net, sunstore.com/sunsource, Current newspaper, current.org, Massachusetts newspapers info, masslive.com, shore.net, boston.com, boston.com/globe, bostonmagazine.com, nantucket.net, newmassmedia.com, s-t.com, townonline.com, links, Arlington, townonline.com/Arlington, atholdailynews.com, Attleboro, thesunchronicle.com, berkshireeagle.com, helloberkshires.com, Boston newspapers info, boston.com/globe, mcity.com/Boston, boston.citynews.com, globe.com, bostonherald.com, bostonphoenix.com, dfpress.com, southofboston.com, worldtimes.com, barnstable-patriot.com, baywindows.com, beaconhillonline.com, Brockton, enterprisenews.com, Canton, neponset.com/Canton_citizen, capecodAccess.com, capecodonline.com, capecodjournal.com, capecodtoday.com, capecodchronicle.com, thecapepaper.com, Concord, actionunlimited.com, Dorchester.news.com, duxburyclipper.com, Elongmeadow, theraminder.com, Fall River, heraldnews.com, gloucestertimes.com, Greenfield, recorder.com, Hatfield, valleyadvocate.com, Haverhill, hgazette.com, Holden, thelandmark.com, Lawrence, eagletribune.com, masslive.com, Mattapoisett, wanderer.com, Nantucket, ack.net, ne-news.com, Northeastern University, Newburyport, ecnnews.com, newburyportnews.com, Northampton, gazettenet.com, Orleans, bestreadguide.com, Plymouth, mpgnews.com/Plymouth, Quincy, patriotledger.com, salemnews.com, Southbridge, sbnews.com. springfieldadvocate.com. stonehamonline.com. tauntongazette.com. telegram.com, Springfield. the-tech.mit.edu. Martha's Vineyard, vineyard.net. Worcester, telegram.com. Worcester, wbjournal.com. worcesterphoenix.com. Daily Hampshire Gazette. gazettenet.com. Enterprise. enterprisenews.com. Patriot Ledger. ledger.com. Salem News. ecnnews.com. Sun Chronicle. thesunchronicle.com. Weekly Dig. weeklydig.com. Z Magazine. zmag.org. Michigan Newspapers Info. michiganpress.org. Oregon, theflashes.net. Ann Arbor, aa.mlive.com. Bay City, bc.mlive.com. Big Rapids, pioneergroup.net. Brighton, insiderbiz.com. Brighton, htnews.com. cadillacnews.com. debtnews.com. Detroit, freep.com. Detroit, debtnews.com. Detroit, metrotimes.com. Detroit, rust.net/workers. Fenton, tctimes.com. Flint, fl.mlive.com. grandhavenlive.com. Grand Rapids, gr.mlive.com. thehollandsentinel.net. Houghton, upgroup.com/gazette. Howell, htonline.com. Huron County, hdinfo.com. Jackson City, ja.mlive.com. Kalamazoo, kz.mlive.com. Lansing State-Journal.com. LuddingtonDailyNews.com. MacombDaily.com. Marquette, upgroup.com/journal. MetroTimes.com. Midland, mdn.net. MonroeNews.com. MT Pleasant, cmlife.cmich.edu. oeonline.com, Southeast Me. Petoskeynews.com. Sanilac, angelfire.com/me/scn. sturgisjournal.com. Traverse City, traverse.com/mediawave. Traverse City, record-eagle.com. Minnesotan Newspapers Info. mnnewspapernet.org. ecm-inc.com/news, links to several towns. albertleetribune.com. ananalaria.com. Alexandria, echopress.com. austindailyherald.com. brainerddispatch.com. cannonfalls.com. duluthnews.com. Eden Prairie, mnsun.com. Fairmont, ob.com/sentinel. Howard Lake, herald-journal.com. Long Prairie, lpleader.com. Mankato-freepress.com. Maple Plain, peaklink.com/gleanings. Morrison County, mcrecord.com. Minneapolis Newspapers Info. StarTribune.com. Minneapolis.citynews.com. mcity.com/Twin Cities. citypages.com. finance-commerce.com. newprogtimes.com. northfield.org/news. ob.com/independent. painesvillearea.com. Parham, lakesurfer.com. pioneerplanet.com. Rochester, postbulletin.com. saukherald.com. stcloud, sctimes.com. stpaul, pioneerplanet.com. startribune.com. pioneerpress.com. thisweek-online.com. towernews.com. Wayzata, weeklynews.com. Wilmar, wctrib.com. Winona, luminate.net/winty. Mississippi Newspapers Info. sunherald.com, msbusiness.com, clarionledger.com, Biloxi, sunherald.com, Gulfport, sunherald.com, Holly Springs, southreporter.com, natchez-democrat.com, onlinemadison.com, oxfordeagle.com, picayunitem.com, Tupelo, djournal.com, vicksburgpost.com, Missouri newspapers info, mcity.com/kansascity, scmissourian.com, digemo.org, branson.com, camdenton, odd.net/lsl, Columbia, themaneater.com, Columbia, trib.net, hannibal.net, Jackson, examiner.net, joplinglobe.com, Kansas City, kcstar.com, Kansas City, pitch.com, lebanondailyrecord.com, Levacy, gazetteweekly.com, moberlymonitor.com, ozarkgateway.com, postnet.com, rollanet.org/rdn, Sikeston, standard-democrat.com, springfieldnews-leader.com, St. Joseph, ponyexpress.com, St. Louis newspapers info, mcity.com/St. Louis, st-louis.citynews.com, postnet.com, rftsdl.com, sdlnet.com, yourjournal.com, timesnewspapers.com, waynecochoernalbaner.com, Montana newspapers info, gomontana.com, mtstandard.com, townnews.com/mt, links, billingsgazette.com, billingsnews.com, yellowstone.net/newspaper, Billings, bigsKYWire.com, Columbia Falls, HungryOryNews.com, Eureka, TobaccoValleyNews.com, HaverDailyNews.com, HelenaIR.com, Kalispell, DailyInterLake.com, Libby.org, Missoula, EveryWeek.com, Missoulian.com, Pablo, Ronan.net/CKN, Sealy Lake, SealySwanPathfinder.com, SydneyHerald.com, Stevensville, BitterrootStar.com, WhitefishPilot.com, WolfPoint.com, Nebraska newspapers info, nebpress.com, nebweb.com, nebnet.net, newsone.com, alliancetimes.com, arafoe-elwoodonline.com, Aurora, hamilton.net/aurora/newsreg, beatricedeilisun.com, Blair, enterprisepub.com, Central City, jensenpub.com, chadrawnews.com, columbustelegram.com, custercountychief.com, Fairbury, fairjnews.com, Fremont, ftrib.com, Grand Island, theindependent.com, journalstar.com, carneyhub.com, Kimball, megavision.net/observer, Lexington, lexchange.com, Lincoln, journalstar.com, mcccookgazette.com, norfolkne.com/daily news, and Platte, nptelegraph.com, omaha.com, Papillion, sarpytimes.com, Scottsbluff, starherald.com, sydneysun.com, sydneytelegraph.com, superiorne.com/sbc/scfrntpg, theindependent.com, West Point, wpnews.com, Nevada newspapers info, nevadanews.com, nevadanet.com, tahoe.com, bouldercitynews.com, elkodaily.com, hendersonhaminews.com, Las Vegas newspapers info, gamingtoday.com, lvbusinesspress.com, lvcitylife.com, vegas.citynews.com, lasvegassun.com, scopemag.com, lvrjsun.com, lvrj.com, reno.citynews.com, reno, rgj.com, tahoe.citynews.com, tahoe.com/appeal, tahoe.com/record courier, tahoe.com/sun, New Hampshire newspapers info, cabinet.com, theunionleader.com, granadastatnews.com, Claremont, eagle-times.com, Colebrook, colbcent.com, concordmonitor.com, cmonitor.com, Conway, hedgehog-hill.com/jn/mountaineer, Dover, fosters.com, Hudson, nhead.com/hln, keensentinel.com, Manchester, theunionleader.com, Milford, cabinet.com, mountwashingtonvalley.com, nashuatelegraph.com, and Sutton, intertownrecord.com, seacoastonline.com, seacoast.com/oceanids, theunionleader.com, New Jersey newspapers info, nj.com, nj.com/times, njpa.org, newjerseyherald.com, injersey.com, localzource.com, links, new-jersey.citynews.com, adani.com, links, impulse.net, Atlantic City, pressplus.com, bergen.com, Bernardsville, adani.com/recorder, Burlington County, phillyburbs.com/Burlington County Times, Cherry Hill, courierpostonline.com, Cherry Hill, theshoppersguide.com, courierpostonline.com, dailyrecord.com, Hunterdon, hcdemocrat.com, islandhts.com, Kearney, theobserver.com, madisoneagle.com, Manasquan, thecoaststar.com, montclairtimes.com, Morristown, dailyrecord.com, North Jersey, heraldandnews.net, oceancounty.net, Parsippany, dailyrecord.com, Pleasantville, hootie.com, pressplus.com, Atlantic City, princetoninfo.com, Princeton, pocpub.com, Princeton, towntopics.com, shoreviewnews.com, shoreherald.com, southernocean.com, thelocamag.com, for young people, thnT.com, trentonian.com, Westfield, goleader.com, New Mexico newspapers info, NM Business Journal, nmbiz.com, NM Business Weekly, nmsource.com, alamogordonews.com, Albuquerque, abqjournal.com, Albuquerque, abqtrib.com, Albuquerque, desert.net/alibi, Belen, news-bulletin.com, daily-times.com, hobbsnews.com, Los Alamos, rt66.com/lamonitr, roswell-record.com, sfnewmexican.com, New York newspapers info, newyorkjournalnews.com, nytco.com, newyorktimes.com, villagevoice.com, antonnews.com, links to towns, mostly long Island, r-hometown.com, some links, mcity.com/Albany, Albany, timesunion.com, Albany, metland.com, Amsterdam, recordernews.com, auburnpub.com, batavianews.com, Binghamton, pressconnects.com, Bronx, innercitypress.com, Buffalo, buffnews.com, BuffaloNews.com, BuffaloBeat.com, Buffalo.citynews.com, mcity.com/Buffalo, Chautauqua County, c1web.com, Shenango County, evesun.com, Cooperstown, coopercrier.com, Corning, the-leader.com, easthamptonstar.com, Easthampton, picoinc.net/independent, Elmira, star-gazette.com, Garden City, gcnews.com, Finger Lake, fltimes.com, Geneseo Lake, clarioncall.com, Glen Falls, poststar.com, Gloversville, leaderherald.com, greenwoodlackeynews.com, Hamilton, psaver.com/myw, Hillsdale, indenews.com, Honeoye Falls, r-hometown.com/sentinel, Hornell, eveningtribune.com, ithacatimes.com, Jamestown, post-journal.com, Jefferson County, jeffpennysaver.com, Lockport, adani.com/unionsun, long-island.citynews.com, Long Island, leepennysaver.com, Long Island, liben.com, business, Long Island, livoice.com, Long Island, imran.com/lee/advance, Long Island, rockawave.com, Long Island, newsday.com, Long Island, tbrnewspapers.com, Long Island, yankee-trader.com, Melville, newsday.com, Middleton, th-record.com, mohawkvalley.com/mvpapers, Narrowsburg, riverreporter.com, NYC newspapers info, nyc.citynews.com, nydailynews.com, newyorktimes.com, newsday.com, mostnewyork.com, newyorkournalnews.com, newyorknews.com, observer.com, nypostonline.com, newyorkpress.com, nylj, law, angelfire.com/New York/Evening Press, cranesnewyork.com, forward.com, campung.net/New York Beacon, jewishinc.com, jewishpost.com, newsday.com, bylines.com, carbuyers.com, resident.com, thevillager.com, Newark, cgazette.com, Niagara Falls, cnhi.com/Niagara, northcountynews.com, nyackvillager.com, oluntimsherald.com, Oneida Madison, psaver.com, Oneonta, thedailystar.com, oswegocounty.com/Palladium, pelhamweekly.com, Plattsburgh, pressrepublican.com, Poughkeepsie, pohonews.com, queenstribune.com, rochester.citynews.com, rochesternews.com, rochesterdandc.com, Rochester, rbj.net, Rome, rny.com, sagharboronline.com, Saratoga Springs, capitalcentral.com, Smithtown, firenews.com, Southampton, shpress.com, Staten Island, silive.com, Sullivan County, zelicom.com/Democrat, Syracuse.com, Syracuse, dailyorange.com, Syracuse, newtimes.rway.net, timesunion.com, uticaod.com, villagevoice.com, Watertown, wdt.net, wellsvilledaily.com, westchesterweekly.com, woodstocktimes.com, Yorktown, newyorkpennysaver.com, North Carolina newspapers info, ncpress.com, nando.net, mcity.com/triad, mcity.com/triangle, citizen-times.com, coastalnet.com/cnmedia, coastalnet.com/Daily Herald, news-observer.com, coxnews.com, unc.edu, University of North Carolina, Asheboro, courier-tribune.com, Asheville, citizen-times.com, Asheville, mountainx.com, Burlington, times-news.freedom.com, chapelhillnews.com, charlotte.com, Charlotte, hpe.com, Charlotte, mcity.com/Charlotte, Charlotte, thepost.mindspring.com, Charlotte, cln.com/Charlotte, chronicle.duke.edu, Durham, herald-sun.com, Elizabeth City, coxnews.com/Elizabeth, Fayetteville, photo.com, FayettevilleNC.com, Gaston, gast-gazette.com, Goldsboro, newsargus.com, Greensboro.com, Greenville, reflector.com, Hampstead, topsailvoice.com, herald-sun.com, jacksonvilledailynews.com, kinston.com, Monroe, interlink-cafe.com/EJ, mtarenews.com, newbernsunjournal.com, news-observer.com, outer-banks.nc.us/sentinel, religue-durham.citynews.com, sanfordherald.com, shelbystar.com, southport.net, theedpot.com, unc.edu/pub/dth/dth.html, wilmington.net/sdarnews, wilsondaily.com, Winston-Salem, journalnow.com, North Dakota newspapers info, ndonline.com, ndweb.com, ndweb.com/mdnonline, bismarcktribune.com, Fargo, in-forum.com, Grand Forks, gfherald.com, willistonherald.com, Ohio newspapers info, ohio.com, ohio.com/bj, ohionews.org, recordpub.com, tribune-chronicle.com, thecourier.com, accesswestohio.com, activedayton.com/sns, ashtabula.net/starbeacon, athensnews.com, athens-messenger.com, Avon Lake, bright.net/the press, Canton, kenet.com/therep, chagrinvalleytimes.com, Cincinnati newspapers info, mcity.com/Cincinnati, cncpost.com, inquirer.com/today, citybeat.com, journal-news.com, Cleveland newspapers info, cleveland.com, cleveland.citynews.com, beaconjournal.com, freetimes.com, cranescleveland.com, pdnewmedia.com, sunnews.com, Columbus newspapers info, columbus.citynews.com, cd.columbus.oh.us, columbuspages.com, dispatch.com, sddt.com/Columbus, alivewwired.com, thelantern.com, Dayton, activedayton.com, Dayton, flyernews.com, Defiance, crescent-news.com, Delaware, delgazette.com, Eaton, registerherald.com, Hillsborough, timesgazette.com, limanews.com, Lisbon, morningjournalnews.com, logandaily.com, Lorraine, morningjournal.com, Martins Ferry, ohighway.com/timesleader, marysvilljt.com, medina-gazette.com, Mentor, news-herald.com. Middletown, journalink.com. New Philadelphia, timesreporter.com. Norwalk, goreflector.com. oxfordpress.com. sanduskyregister.com. Steubenville, hsconnect.com. sunburynews.com. toledoblade.com. Troy, tdn-net.com. wapacwdn.com. Worcester, the-daily-record.com. Yellow Springs, ysnews.com. Oklahoma Newspapers Info. tulsabeacon.com. oklahoman.net. oklahomatoday.com. sdwnewspress.com. Ada, theadaeveningnews.com. altustims.com. ardmorite.com. Bartlesville, e-enterprise.com. brightok.net/sulphurtimes. Claremont, progress.com. clintondailynews.com. Duncan, bannernet.net. edmondson.com. elrenotribune.com. enidnews.com. hugonews.com. lawton-constitution.com. venermantranscript.com. poto, pdns.com. Shawnee, news-star.com. Okmulgee, times.com. thepunkcitynews.com. seminoleproducer.com. sdwnewspress.com. tulsaworld.com. Oregon Newspapers Info. oranews.com. oregonlive.com. oregonnews.com. dhonline.com. nuggetnews.com. Astoria, dailyasdorion.com. bendbulletin.com. currypilot.com. Curry County, harborside.com/home/r/reporter. eaglenewspapers.com. eastoregonian.com. eugeneweekly.com. Eugene, registerguard.com. harborside.com. heraldandnews.com. hermistonherald.com. Klamath Falls, heraldandnews.com. Medford, mailtribune.com. newportnewstims.com. news.statesmanjournal.com. orcoastnews.com. oregonlive.com. ocnsignal.com. portland-or.citynews.com. Portland, thescanner.com. registerguard.com. Salem, statesmanjournal.com. South County, columbia-center.org. wallowa.com/chieftain. Pennsylvania Newspapers Info. pnpa.com, Press Association. ghplus.com/hometown, town links. tribliv.com, town links. berksmontnews.com, town links. mainlinetimes.com. allentowncall.com. allentown.com, mccall.com. Beaver, timesonline.com. Bloomsburg, pe-online.com. bradforder.com. Bridgeville, ghplus.com/hometown/Bridgeville. butlereagle.com. Carlisle, cumberlink.com. Central Pot, epicom.com/voices. chestercounty.com. citizensvoice.com. Clarion, theclarionnews.com. Croydon, bucksnewsnetwork.com. Danville, citypapers.com/danvillepot_pot. Delaware County, delcotimes.com. Delaware Valley, metroworld.com. Doylestown, phillyburbs.com. Dubois, thecourierexpress.com. Easton, express-times.com. Edinburgh, goplaces.com. Emlenton, csonline.net/progressnews. Ephrata, snews.com, shopping. Erie, timesnews.com. Foot Washington, montgomerynews.com. fultoncountynews.com. Gettysburg, infynet.com/Gettysburg. Greene County, greenmessenger.com. Hanover, sun-link.com. Harrisburg.com. Harrisburg, timesite.com. Havertone, hellenicnews.com. Hazleton, standardspeaker.com. indianagazette.com. Irwin, standardobserver.com. kennetwire.com. Kittanning, leadertimes.com. lancasterfarming.com. Lancaster, landseanews.com. Lebanon, lebia.net/lebnews. Lehighton, tnonline.com. lockhaven.com. McKeesport, dailynewsmckeesport.com. McMurray, sho.net. Meadville, metromead.com. metrokids.com. Monessen Valley, valleyindependent.com. Mountaintop, mteagle.com. North Hills, nauticom.net/nhnr. Perry County, igateway.com/clients/rwhite. Norristown, timesherald.com. Oil City, thederrick.com. panamazon.com. State College, centerdaily.com. themillions.com. Philadelphia Newspapers Info. phillyburbs.com, links. philadelphianet.com. philly.com. phillynews.com. phillyweekly.com. philadelphia.citynews.com. post-gazette.com. tribune-review.com. mcity.com/Philadelphia. promptpub.com. citypaper.net. intercountynews.com. philadelphiasun.com. philadelphia-tribune.com. newsgleaner.com. membirana.com/chestnut/local. phoenixvillenews.com. Pittsburgh Newspapers Info. mcity.com/Pittsburgh. pittsburgh.citynews.com. pittsburghmag.com. poconorecord.com. post-gazette.com, Pittsburgh. pghcitypaper.com. inpgh.com. Pittston, microserve.net/Pittston. Pottstown, pottsmirk.com. pottsville.com. readingeagle.com. scrantontimes.com. scranton.citynews.com. Shamokin, newsitem.com. sharon-herald.com. Somerset, dailyamerican.com. State College, centerdaily.com. Sunbury, dailyitem.com. Tarentum, valleynewsdispatch.com. titusvilleherald.com. tribunereview.com. Towanda, thedailyreview.com. Uniontown, heraldstandard.com. Valley View, citizenstandard.com. Warren, timesobserver.com. Washington, observer-reporter.com. Waynesburg, therecordherald.com. wayneindependent.com. Westchester, dailylocal.com. Wilkes-Barre, citizenschoice.com. Wilkes-Barre, leader.net. Wilkes-Barre, theweekender.com. Williamsport, sungazette.com. York, ydr.com. York, ync.com. York, newschoice.com/newspapers/York. Bucks County Courier Times. phillyburbs.com. Center Daily Times. centerdaily.com. Erie Times News. timesnews.com. Intelligencer Journal. lnpnews.com. Mercury. Pottsmirk.com. York Daily Record. ydr.com. Rhode Island Newspapers Info. rbj.net. barringtonri.com. bristolri.com. newport.this.week.com. newportri.com. pawtuckettimes.com. province.citynews.com. Providence, projo.com. providencephoenix.com. Providence Business News, pbn.com. Providence, fedhillgazette.com. providencephoenix.com. pawtuckettimes.com. warrenri.com. warwickonline.com. woonsocketcall.com. arips.org, Rhode Island PBS. South Carolina Newspapers Info. thestate.com. aikenstandard.com. andersonc.com. beaufortgazette.com. charleston.net. charleston.citynews.com. Charleston, crbj.com. coastalobserver.com. Columbia, free-times.com. goupstate.com, Spartanburg. greenvilleonline.com. Greenwood, indexjournal.com. Hilton Head, islandpacket.com. myrtlebeachaccess.com. Spartanburg, goupstate.com. Somerville, western2.com/s/sentinel. Sumter, theitem.com. thestate.com. uniondailytimes.com. South Dakota Newspapers Info. indiancountry.com. aberdeennews.com. Aberdeen, dnn.com. argusleader.com. capjournal.com. grotonindependent.com. madisondailyleader.com. mitchellrepublic.com. mobridgetribune.com. plainsman.com. Vermilion, plaintalk.net. yankton.net. Tennessee Newspapers Info. tennesseetribune.com. tennessean.com. typecase.com/tpa, Press Association. bjournal.com, Business. Brentwood. reviewappeal.com/Brentwood Journal. Chattanooga, chattimes.com. Cleveland, bradleyweekly.com. clevelandbanner.com. columbiadailyherald.com. Cookeville, herald-citizen.com. Cookeville, putnampit.com. crossville-chronicle.com. Elizabethton, starhq.com. Greenville, green.xtn.net. jacksonsun.com. Kingsport, timesnews.net. Knoxville, knoxnews.com. Knoxville, hallsnews.com. Knoxville, metropulse.com. Maryville, thedailytimes.com. mackenziebanner.com. memphisdailynews.com. Memphis, gomemphis.com. memphis.citynews.com. mcity.com/Memphis. memphisflyer.com. Morristown, citizentribune.com. Murfreesboro, dnj.com. nashvillebanner.com. nashascene.com. mcity.com/Nashville. nashville.citynews.com. oakridger.com. paris.aeneas.net. shelbyville, t-g.com. Sparta, expositoR.net. timesfreepress.com. Texas Newspapers Info. cron.com. expressnews.com. San Antonio. hispanic.com. texnews.com. texaswest.com. herald-democrat.com. amarillonet.com. Angleton, thefacts.com. athensreview.com. austin360.com. austin.citynews.com. mcity.com/Austin. Austin, auscron.com. Austin, hookem.com. baytownsund.com. borgernews-herald.com. Brazoria, bulletin-ol.com. brownsvilleherald.com. caller.com, Corpus Christi. canyonnews.com. Canyon Lake, timesguardian.com. Conroe, thebulletin.com. Corpus Christi, caller.com. Dallas.citynews.com. mcity.com/Dallas. dallasnews.com. Dallas, rightnews.com. dentonrc.com. el-paso.citynews.com. elpasotimes.com. ant-net.com, Beaumont. Fort Worth, star-telegram.com. Fort Worth, startexty.net. Galveston, galvnews.com. Greenville, netfx.com/banner. Harlingen, valleystar.com. Houston, neosoft.com/public news. Houston, cron.com. irvingnews.com. jacksonvilleprogress.com. kilgorenewsherald.com. Laredo, lmtonline.com. littleelmjournal.com. Longview, news-journal.com. lubbockonline.com. McAllen, themonitor.com. Midland, mrt.com. mrt.com, Midland. MT Pleasant, cleaf.com/Tribune. Odessa, oaoa.com. Paris, theparisnews.com. pecos.net/news. planostar.com. Port Arthur, pianews.com. reporternews.com, Abilene. Roundtop, roundtop.com. San Antonio, express-news.net/ranger. mcity.com/San Antonio. san-antonio.citynews.com. mysanantonio.com. star-telegram.com. temple-telegram.com. weatherforddemocrat.com. wimberley-tx.com/wview. Wise County, wcmessenger.com. express-news.com. Utah Newspapers Info. sltrib.com. Brigham City, favorites.com/News Journal. Gunnison, gtlco.net/news. Logan, hjnews.com. Ogden, standard.net. Provo, daily-herald.com. denews.com. hjnews.com. richfieldreaper.com. Roosevelt, ubstandard.com. salt-lake-city.citynews.com. slc, denews.com. sltrib.com. slweekly.com. southern-utah.com. standard.net. ucjournal.com. Vernal, vrexp.com. wasatchwave.com. Vermont Newspapers Info. vt-world.com. vermont-times.com. vnews.com. scenesofvermont.com. addisonindependent.com. bar, timesargus.com. burlingtonfreepress.com. caledonian-record.com. Deerfield, dvalnews.com. Lamoille, newsandcitizen.com. rutlandherald.com. timesargus.com. St. Albans, messenger.together.com. White River JCT, vnews.com. Virginia Newspapers Info. fwnet.com. pilotonline.com. gateway-va.com. gazettevirginian.com. vamountaineer.com. vapennysaver.com. jrnl.com, several papers. AlleghenyHighlands.com. blandnews.com. bristolnews.com. Charlottesville, jgfmedia.com/observer. Charlottesville, dailyprogress.com. Culpeper, starexponent.com. Danville, registerb.com. dailypress.com. Fairfax/infi.net/journal. Fredericksburg.com. gatewayva.com. hamptonroads.digitalcity.com. Kennewick, giantnick.com. Kilmarnock, ourrecord.com. Lexington, thenews-gazette.com. Lynchburg, newsadvance.com. Lexington, rockbridgeweekly.com. Manassas, sjm.com. Norfolk, flagshipnews.com. Norfolk, pilotonline.com. Norfolk, infy.net/pilot. pilotonline.com. Richlands-news-press.com. richmond.citynews.com. Richmond, styleweekly.com. Richmond, timesdispatch.com. roanoke.com. shenandoah.com. Smith County, smithnews.com. Springfield, militarycity.com. Stanton, newsleader.com. Sterling, easterner.com. Warrentown, citizenet.com. Warrentown, timespapers.com. Winchester, papersourceonline.com. potomacnews.com. withnews.com. Bristol Herald Courier. bristolnews.com. Charlottesville Daily Progress. dailyprogress.com. Culpeper Star Exponent. starexponent.com. Daily News Leader. newsleader.com. Daily Press. dailypress.com. Danville Register and B News. registerb.com. Falls Church News Press. fcnp.com. Freelance Star. freelancestar.com. Gazette Virginian. gazettevirginian.com. Leesburg Today Newspaper. leesburgtoday.com. Manassas Journal Messenger. potomacnews.com. News and Advance. newsadvance.com. News Virginian. newsvirginian.com. Observer Newspapers. observernews.com. Potomac News. potomacnews.com. Richlands News Press and Clinch Valley News. richlands-news-press.com. Roanoke Times. roanoke.com. Smith County News and Messenger. withnews.com. Winchester Star. winchesterstar.com. Whiteville News/Bland County Messenger. withnews.com. Charlottesville Arts and Entertainment Monthly. artsmonthly.com. Washington Newspapers Info. thesunlink.com. columbian.com. Gadaline.com. nwnews.com. sbeakazi.org/WFP. Aberdeen, thedailyworld.com. Bellevue, eastsidejournal.com. bellinghamherald.com. Centralia, chronline.com. Edmonds, outwestnewspaper.com. Ellensburg, newswest.com. Everett, heraldnet.com. grandcoulee.com. Kennewick, tri-cityherald.com. Kent, southcountyjournal.com. Longview, tdn.com. lindentrib.com. omakchronicle.com. Olympia, theolympian.com. olympus.net. Port Angeles, peninsuladailynews.com. Rolling Bay, islandtimes.com. Seattle Newspapers Info. seattle.citynews.com. mcity.com/Seattle. djc.com. seattle-pi.com. seattletimes.com. seattleweekly.com. seattle-pi.com. southcountyjournal.com. South Pairs, dispatchnews.com. spokanejournal.com. spokane.net. Stanwood, scnews.com. Tacoma, tribnet.com. valleyrecord.com. Wenatchee, whenworld.com. yakima-herald.com. West Virginia Newspapers Info. timeswv.com. wvweb.com. wvgazette.com. wvanews.com. Beckley, register-herald.com. Bluefield, bdtonline.com. Charleston, dailymail.com. Clarksburg, cpubco.com. HampshireEview.com. Huntington, hdonline.com. Lewisburg, mountainmessenger.com. Morgantown, dominionpost.com. TheIntelligencer.net. WilliamsonDailyNews.com. Wisconsin Newspapers Info. WNNews.com. OnWisconsin.com. TheDailyPage.com. Appleton, athenет.net/the scene. BeloitDailyNews.com. Broadhead, indireg.com. Chippewa.com. Clintonville.com. DoorCountyAdvocate.com. Eau Claire, LeaderTelegram.com. GreenBayNewsCron.com. GreenBayPressGazette.com. Holman, OneStarWeb.com. Janesville, GazetteExtra.com. JSOnline.com, Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. KenoshaCounty.com. LaCrosseTribune.com. Madison, TheCapitalTimes.com. Madison Newspapers Info. Madison.com. Madison.citynews.com. RacineCounty.com. GreenBayNews.com. TheOnion.com. TheDailyPage.com. TheNorthwestern.com. Middleton, newspub.com/mtt. Milwaukee.citynews.com. mcity.com/Milwaukee. OnWIS.com. Milwaukee, Shepherd-Express.com. Monroe, WCINet.com/WKLE. Pierce County, Rival.com. Plymouth-Review.com. Rice Lake, Chronotype.com. Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. 333 West State Street. Milwaukee, Wisconsin 53203. 414-224-2000. JSOnline.com. JournalZNTINL.com. JournalCommunications.com. Wyoming Newspapers Info. WyomingNews.com. Casper, Trib.com. Cheyenne.citynews.com. CodyEnterprise.com. JacksonHollyNet.com. Jackson, JHGuide.com. Star Valley, Silvastar.com/independent.